December 3rd. There's my cutting beginning to really grow. My Jimmy Nardellos had a little problem because it's been covered with aphids, and I've been applying a lot of soap to it to try to kill the aphids. Same way with these other peppers, they've all been aphid attacked. There's what I believe is a Cubanella. It's also been hit hard by aphids. I think I've just about got them. A cutting that I've kind of set off to the side. Not sure if I'm going to let it grow. But my tomatoes are beginning to really produce. There's a couple of them there. I'm not sure how well I can see. Focus in on them. Basil. There's where the tomatoes coming from. Super sauce tomato. It's beginning to get its second leaves. Just sprouted a stick tomato. It's supposed to have low foliage and good production. My golden egg squash. It's really beginning to take off. Hopefully it'll be blooming here within a few weeks. Other golden egg squash, soil grown versus hydroponic. One of those I will pull out, probably the one closest to me because it's a little bit smaller. This one right here is really growing well, so it's the dominant one, so I will probably save it. Lettuce, more lettuce, it's growing well. Banana pepper, Bananarama. It's supposed to be a compact but prolific banana pepper. I also put some bean seeds in there, and I'm hoping they'll come up. And when this lettuce goes, I'm going to switch to beans for the rest of the winter since I'm growing hydroponic lettuce. It's also interesting to see the difference between this soil-grown lettuce versus a hydroponic. This is at least a week, maybe 2 weeks older than the hydroponic, yet it's much smaller. So it really shows the difference between hydroponic and soil grown. A little bug catcher. I snipped off a few of the leaves to try to root some, but it's really enjoying the little flies that love to get in here and get in the soil. They don't seem to hurt anything, so I'm not too concerned with the flies, but it's definitely feeding my plants. And of course this pepper, and it really hasn't done a whole lot in the last few days, so I'm not sure if it's root bound or if it's just not getting enough light. It quit blooming, but it's still producing the peppers that it had on it. Today is exactly 1 week since I planted my hydroponic lettuce, or should I say transplanted. That's a tomato, and use a little bigger compartment for the tomato. I may have to put more light in there because I'm not sure it's going to do well. But as you can see, it has really grown. It's 1 week's worth of growth. It looked like a seedling. In fact, there's what it looked like a week ago. That little seedling there is exactly the size these were when I put them in there. And so in 1 week, it has really produced. And that's just straight hydroponics.